I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, it's the world honestly burning. That's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing. All our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man. I started to do. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass half wish. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone, just wanna break, no. I'm not gonna give in, take a last shot, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you, we died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop out fast to the surface. Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of love, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a beast of the net. They can never be me, nice try, but they'll see I achieve everything.
Hey, who else here? Where'd Frank go? Where'd you go? Frank.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I left because I couldn't hear them. I didn't even hear the music on the intro video.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you fine, yeah.
Alright. I want to make this quick because, I don't know, Cher will probably be like me. She'll push her live back even more, but I don't want to miss that.
No, I get what you're saying.
And I don't know crap about these new objects, but I want to find out. I just seen it. That tweaker dude, well, he's probably not a tweaker. I should quit calling him that. But I seen he was going over it.
Very eccentric, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone said he was a drama teacher, so it makes sense.
Well, I don't see how they go together, but okay.
Like drama in school, like we had drama classes, like
yeah,
acting
not drama.
and
yeah, not drama.
Not the YouTube drama version of drama, but
I'm sure they do have classes for that, though.
Shit, all you gotta do is come to YouTube and you can get well educated real quick.
Okay, what do we know?
I don't know what we know yet. Hold on. We're gonna go watch our drama teacher real quick. Hold on. No, hold on. Let me see here. New England Sports Nation. Let's see what they got to say about it. It's a different one live about it. Oh, it's like 3 hours. Fuck that. Okay, I'm not doing that one yet. That's too much. Okay, here's about the flight restriction. I'm just going to jump into this.
Moments ago, the FAA lifting a temporary closure of the airspace over Lake Michigan. This coming after 2 shoot-downs of unidentified objects Friday and Saturday over Alaska, Canada as well. 3 in the space of a week. Want to bring in NBC's Monica Alba, who's standing by for us at the White House, MSNBC military analyst and retired 4-star Army General Barry McCaffrey as well. Monica, if we can, let's start with you and kind of take us through the ABCs of this thing and what happened.
Yeah, there have been a lot of developments just in the last couple of hours, Yasmin. So we forgive people for being a little bit confused and saying, wait, what is this? Another one? What's going on? So let's rewind a little bit to this first object that was shot down on Friday under President Biden's orders over the Alaskan waters. Then there was the object shot down yesterday, Saturday, in coordination between Canada and the United States. Both of those objects we're learning now from the White House do not resemble the Chinese spy balloon, and they are much, much smaller than that massive balloon that was shot down over the Atlantic last weekend. Then last night, there was a temporary flight restriction over Montana. That's an FAA statement that came out that lasted a little bit of time, and there were questions about the reason for it. And the only thing we understood was that there were Department of Defense activities. And then we heard from the Montana congressional delegation that there was perhaps an object or something that was being investigated over the air, but because it was so dark, it was difficult to assess what it really was. So then we got a statement later that it was perhaps just a radar anomaly, and that airspace was reopened and went on without incident. Now, just in the last hour or so, there was a relatively brief restriction over Lake Michigan, again, citing the same reason for Department of Defense activities. And we're getting just a statement now from Northcom confirming that flight restriction, again, that was the stated reason for it, and now that it has been lifted. So that one really actually was pretty quick compared to last night when there were a few more questions. And so there is probably something here related to the conditions. And when fighter jets, if that's what this was, go up to see what's going on at this altitude in the night, it's a little more difficult to assess. During the daytime, it's perhaps something where they were able to go up there, take a look around, and then come down. And that's why the flight restriction was able to be lifted. But we don't have any information about what was potentially viewed, or again, what the concern is here, or if either of these two, the Montana and Michigan situations, are even directly related. Yasmin.
I mean, I don't know how, what's this, the United States, Montana and Michigan, but Montana and Michigan is on 2 different sides of the friggin' country, but they're both at the Canadian border. Hey, Jadette. Hey, Jenny, Erica, Yanni. Hey, baby. I love you, Yanni. And I hope you're okay today. Let's see what else here. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Or am I muted? Let me see.
No, loud and clear.
10-4, good buddy. And I got a video of the balloon over Michigan, Lake Michigan here. Vexing, hey, where have you been? I haven't seen you forever. How are you doing, love? That's my Virgo love there. I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're good. Right, Jenny, I don't get it either. How are they? Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This is only a minute. Looks like a parachute.
Spotted over Lake Michigan and Chicago. A cluster of 20 balloons floating around. Airspace over Lake Michigan has been closed. Now, National Defense Airspace. The Fawcett airspace over Lake Michigan had to be temporarily closed to support Department of Defense activities. FOT abruptly cancels National Defense airspace over Lake Michigan. F-22 fighter jets just shot down 3 objects over Lake Michigan. Wrecked planes are flying near Lake Michigan after FA closing part of airspace citing nation defense. What's happening in America? NORAD shut airspace in northern Lake Michigan for defense purposes. Pretty wild to see this Air Force plane circling us.
Okay, that was all of that. I really don't have a lot on this one yet because it just started happening like 2 hours ago, I believe. There is a live on it, but let's see. We will watch Lookner. He's kind of annoying, but he knows what he's talking about. Let's go back a little bit here. What? What do you,
Just agreeing.
He seems very intelligent, though, for real.
Yeah, it might be that he is intelligent because they say that like the smarter you are, the stranger you are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is true. He knows what he's talking about on this shit. He's been keeping up with it.
Yeah, have you seen him
I'm not
go?
even
He's
subbed
tight,
him. Yeah, he's
constantly trying to burn out.
Yeah, I feel bad calling him a tweaker.
Yeah, a little bit mean.
I apologize.
Breaking news: Canada has closed airspace near Tobermory over Ontario, close to the U.S. border due to. Good afternoon, everybody. Due to an act in the U.S., but nothing really came of that. So we want to bring you the latest updates. Let me show you what's going on Flight Radar, if I can. And this would be up here, this area. There is a U.S. AWACS plane flying around over here. Again, the closure is over more near Lake Huron, right? But there's a U.S. Sentry AWACS plane flying over here. And then there's also there's this plane, which is a refueling plane. That refueling plane is closer to the area. That's been up there for a while. That plane right there, that refueling plane. So let me just do something really quick here. I want to go to my settings and adjust something here, miscellaneous, do that. Okay, good. Yeah, so you can see there's a refueling plane, a U.S. refueling plane near Lake Huron, which maybe is assisting in the operation. Let me see what else I can get you on this. Again, airspace closed over near Tobermory. There's Tobermory right there. Airspace closed near Tobermory, Canada, Ontario, for an air defense operation. For an active air defense operation. So a possible object over Canada, Lake Huron, Ontario area. And we want to bring you the latest updates here. Give me a moment. Let me check a couple things. Hang on one second here. Big saying he is with CNN. Let me show you what he says. So he says, as we follow another temporary flight restriction for NORAD operations, I'm watching 2 aircraft over Lake Michigan, an AWACS surveillance craft and a tanker, which would fuel up nearby fighters. The AWACS looks like it's in a racetrack pattern, which it could be using to keep an eye on something. The tanker flight track generally follows the winds aloft, which are going west to east. NORAD has not said if an object was detected, if it was a radar anomaly per Montana incident last night or something else. So let's get these, let me get multi-track going, multi-select, and we will select, is it that one? That's one. And then the other one I want to select is the AWACS. Okay, so again, we're talking about around here where my pointer is. That's Tobermory there, here. You can actually see Tobermory. There's Tobermory there. And we have there's Tobermory. Person shall operate an aircraft within the area described. This is from Canada. And then also something to notice here is, hang on a second here. Again, Canada closes airspace near Tobermory in Ontario, close to U.S. border due to active air defense operation. That's the area we're talking about. Earlier today, a couple hours ago, there was a closure over Lake Michigan. And that ended up being lifted. So maybe there's some sort of object that's been tracked that's passed by Lake Michigan and maybe is now over Lake Huron. Is this related to the closure over Montana? There was a closure over Montana late yesterday, which ultimately NORAD's.
Is my audio bad or is it his or is it just me? Do y'all hear that crackling?
Yeah, I hear it, but I'm also in and out with it because
I think
some
it's
reason
my
today-
audio because you're crackly too. Hold on, let me go out and come back in.
I'm gonna say you're not crackling.
I can hear it on my end. That's what I'm saying. Is it me? Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hear it over, Erica. Maybe it's just and yeah, it is Luckner. Sorry. He kept saying his Twitter yesterday. Yeah, the
Can you hear
video
me?
does sound a bit. Yeah, sound.
Okay, I can hear better now. It's not crackling. It was me.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Had said that they had checked the area and didn't really find anything. So is this all related? I don't know. But you can see right here, this is the
Hold on, let me say hi to everybody. Business, hey. Zena, be good. Erica, Yanni. I think I've already said hi to everybody. Mama B.
which one is this? That is the tanker. That's the refueling tanker. And it's right near that refueling tanker, which could refuel, say, fighter aircraft, is right near where the closure is. The closure is in this area right here. That's where the closure is, over Tobermory, Ontario. And there's also this AWACS, Command and Control and Surveillance
Wifey, hey. Hey, Tiff.
aircraft, which is right there too. Oh, it looks like is this flying? Is this going to Canadian airspace? Hey, it looks like this is going to Canadian airspace, unless it's going back home. No, it came from Pittsburgh, which is down here. So, anyways, this thing is kind of making a beeline. This refueling aircraft. I don't know if it's going back to where it came from or if it's getting closer to the operation.
Okay, it came from Pittsburgh, so Tammy Ayo sent this one in, y'all. This is Tammy Ayo's fault.
But again, Tobermory is right here. Hang on, let me check something else here. Thank you, Pierre. Let's see. Let me just make sure there's nothing else on ADSB Exchange in the area. No. Been closed. That's Canadian airspace. That's above Ontario, around Tobermory. It only has permission to fly over the U.S., but it's like, I would not be surprised if this craft is helping out this operation. But it did take off from Pittsburgh, so maybe it's heading home. I don't know because it's been up there for a while, that refueling craft. And we have this AWACS plane here, that control and surveillance plane here. That could be helping the operation too. But we're talking about this area right here. This area is where the airspace closure is. Right in here. And again, this comes a couple hours after there was a closure over Lake Michigan. Check it out. Alyssa Slotkin, Congresswoman, Congressperson, U.S. I just got a call from Department of Defense. Our military has an extremely close eye on the object above Lake Huron. We'll know more about what this was in the coming days, but for now, be assured that all parties have been laser focused on it from the moment it traversed our waters. Okay, so again, just got a call from Department of Defense. Our military has an extremely close eye on the object above Lake Huron. We'll know more about what this was in the coming days, but for now, be assured that all parties have been laser focused on it from the moment it traversed our waters. Huh. Part of Lake Huron is in Canada. Part of Lake Huron is in the U.S. How about that? Hang on a second here. Okay, so we want to add this here. U.S. Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin says the Department of Defense told her there is an object. There is an object above Lake Huron, and the military is keeping an extreme.
I have to disagree, Mama B. I don't believe this is anything weather related. I feel like China's trying to fucking get us in one way or another. If that's either a war, they're trying to see what we got and copy us, or what. But yeah, this ain't weather. No, I ain't buying that. Sorry.
Extremely close eye on it. We're bringing you live coverage here again. So that's a new update. Representative Elissa Slotkin just got a call from Department of Defense. Our military has an extremely close eye on the object above Lake Huron. We'll know more about what this was in the coming days. Why it's coming days, I'm not sure. But for now, be assured that all parties have been laser focused on it from the moment it traversed our waters. So there is currently an airspace closure above part of Canada, part of Ontario, near Tobermory and Lake Huron. There's the map from BNO News Live for an active air defense operation of some sort. Earlier today, there was a closure above Lake Michigan over here. That has been lifted. Maybe it's for the same thing. Crossed over into Canadian airspace or not, maybe it didn't. Airspace closure above Ontario for apparently an object above Lake Huron that the U.S. military is keeping an eye on. Wow. Congresswoman, for the Michigan Congresswoman, just got a call from Department of Defense. Our military has ensured. And let's see here. Hold on a second. It says the American people deserve far more answers than we have. So object shot down, apparently an object shot down over Lake Huron. U.S. Rep. U.S. Shot down another object over Lake Huron. Breaking news. Breaking news. Guys, give me 1 second here. Hold on. I'm going to disappear for about 5 seconds. Hold on. Hang on.
I agree with you, Denise. I absolutely agree.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Breaking news. Let's see if we can get other confirmation of this. But Representative Jack Bergman says the U.S. has shot down another object over Lake Huron.
See, let me screenshot that bee's knees. I'm gonna look into that.
That was believed to have been an asteroid, but apparently something to do with its movements through space. They were saying that it's not like a normal asteroid, so it could be man-made, something like that. That makes sense to you.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened. Yeah.
Nikki Two Pose, I agree. We want them down, but what if they got like a virus or something in them? Or like, what was that stuff a while back? That powdery stuff that we had to worry about?
Anthrax.
What was it? Huh?
Oh, you're about the Russian powder?
No, what'd you say just now before that? Anthrax. Yes. What if it's something like that? You never fucking know. Because like there was like the anthrax shit, and they was checking our mail and everything with that shit.
Yeah, that was about 100 years ago.
No, it wasn't. It was a while back, but not 100 years ago. I'm not that fucking old.
But the Russian, I forget what it's called. There's a Russian powder, and there was a Russian spy killed in the UK, and it was determined that him and his daughter were poisoned. I think his daughter's still alive though, but very ill.
It's crazy. But I'd rather have them shot down over water and stuff and be safe, and I don't know. But then it could pollute all of our fucking waterways and everything. If it's something bad.
Yeah. All your orcas would die then.
Nikki, I agree with that. And I don't think we would be hearing about all this now if someone a citizen, U.S. citizen hadn't seen something themselves in Montana with the first one. We would have never probably heard of that if the civilians hadn't seen it.
Jaded, stop trying to start a war. So sorry about this.
You hush. Jaded's country's got our back, and no. You leave Jaded alone. Be nice to them Canadians now. That's all we got right now.
Okay, buddy.
Okay?
Okay, buddy.
But I feel like more people is going to step in and have our back. I really do. I think Ukraine will. I know that might not be much, but
I was going to say, how much fun did you
it won't be much. But
I got your back.
damn Brits. All right, let's listen, because I'm not going to stay on here very long because Cher's going live soon. I'm going to go over there, but we'll listen to what we can.
So let's see if we can get confirmation of this. Right now, we have it from Jack Bergman, representative. Oops, sorry, I'm dropping things all over the place. It's a big mess.
Look at that. It says the American people deserve far more answers than we have. A fucking men. We deserve more answers.
Department of Defense, whether there's been another shoot down. He's from Reuters. He says, checking with Department of Defense about whether there's been another shoot down. I can't find here. There's something I'm looking for, which helps me here, and I can't find it. So it would be helpful for me to find it, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's see here. So we're waiting for more information here. Guys, give me 1 second. Let me just do something. Asking for more information right now. From American people deserve far more answers than we have. Department of Defense regarding operations across the Great Lakes region today, the U.S. military has decommissioned another object over Lake Huron. I appreciate the decisive action by our fighter pilots. The American people deserve far more answers than we have. No other confirmation yet. No other confirmation yet. Give me about 7 seconds. Hold on. I'm going to disappear for 7 seconds and come right back. No other confirmation.
Man, I like this dude, but fuck, he always needs a few seconds. Like every few seconds, he needs a few seconds. What the fuck? I can't keep up with him.
Have you heard him typing, constantly typing? He's constantly changing. If you watch his banner constantly changes.
He's worried about, I don't know what he's worried about. I'm just going to mute him and let it play.
You mute him and then what's the point in playing?
Because I can read what he's reading. I want to see about them shooting it down, not all this. I need a few seconds here. 7 seconds, guys. Here, let's see how long it takes him before he says he needs a few seconds.
Sonia's here.
Hang on.
Terry Floss!
Part of Lake Huron is in Ontario, Canada, and part of Lake Huron is in Michigan. So we have Lake Huron here. Now remember, guys, the flight restriction was over Canada. The flight restriction we've been keeping an eye on was over Canada, not over the US. So I wonder if it could be a case like yesterday where an object was shot down over Canada by a US aircraft in a NORAD operation. See, here is the map of the flight restriction. This flight restriction that is still in place, I believe. Let me double check here and make sure. I'll see if I can find it here. Hold on. It takes a while for the search to work, I believe. Yeah, the flight restriction is still in place due to an active air defense operation. So this flight restriction is still in place, and that's in Canada. That's on the Canada side of the border, including Lake Huron. So if an object was shot down over Lake Huron, I'm guessing maybe it was shot down on the Canada side of the border. But we're waiting to find out here. Hey, a quick thanks to Lucia Rinca Estevez. Lucia says China claims there was an object in its airspace. I saw that report this morning. It seemed like just something that China probably made up. Somebody in China made up to make it look like they're not sending balloons over. I'm not taking that very seriously right now. I posted about my Twitter. You can read it there. I don't have to make it sound like, oh, these objects are everywhere. That's just my opinion. If I hear anything big on that, I'll let you know later. Thank you so much, Lucia Rinca Estevez. Thank you also, Lindsay Pun, Queen of the South, and others. Jay Bagwell, Frank V. Eric C. Yeah, on the China thing, really quickly, I'll just show you what this person had to say on it. I retweeted this earlier today. Shashank Joshi with The Economist said, surprise, surprise, China has ginned up its own spy balloon threat. So I'm not really taking that very seriously right now. Anyways, you can go read that on my Twitter. The bigger story right now is that the U.S. U.S. congressional representative is claiming an object. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm seeing something else. Breaking news. NBC's Monica Alba, check it out. NBC News reports the U.S. military shot down another unidentified object over Lake Huron today, according to a congressional source briefed on the matter, and 2 U.S. officials all say there is no indications of any collateral damage. Breaking news.
He sounds like JLR now.
U.S. shoots down another.
Oh God, here he goes typing the fucking banner again. This guy, if he wasn't so animated, he'd be all right.
I think he's typing on his Twitter actually when he does that.
It's annoying. Sorry, it is.
Hold on a second. Breaking. Reports say the U.S. has shot down another object today over Lake Huron. It is not clear whether this was in U.S. or Canada airspace.
Erica, he gives me anxiety, baby. He does.
Okay. Wow, look at this, guys. Breaking news. This would be the third one in 3 days. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we've had one a day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then counting the one in South Carolina. It's fucking insane.
Officials tell Reuters. Breaking news. Hang on a second here. Got to get this fixed up. I got to fix my headline here. It's too big.
Few seconds, guys.
Breaking news, hold on.
Give me a few seconds, just 7 seconds, guys.
Okay, there we go. Look at that. Wow.
I don't see
hang
how
on a
he
moment
keeps
here.
up with himself.
Multiple outlets are reporting the U.S. has shot down another object over Lake Huron.
He's smart, though.
Multiple reports say the U.S. military has
What are you
shot
just
down
mad?
another object today over.
Do what?
I said, why don't you just marry him?
No. I don't like Americans.
And the fourth in a week. The fourth in 8 days. Breaking news!
Oh my God, I can't with this dude. Oh my God. I swear him and JLR could be related. Oh my God. I need a clip of that to play on my channel. Breaking news. Oh my God. I have a love-hate for this guy. I don't know. I like him because he's very smart and intelligent. Good God.
You love him.
No,
Yes, you do.
no, I don't. You don't know what I love.
Object. What was this one? Third in 3 days, fourth in 8 days. What is going on? Hang on a moment here, guys. Give me one moment. Just give me one moment here. While you look at that, I have to just fix.
Yeah, Erica, I know he's harmless, but man, he's so animated and he's like on it. It just, I have an anxiety disorder, and he's great though. He's, like I said, he's very fucking smart and intelligent. He really is. He knows what the hell he's talking about, and that's why I like watching him now. But gotta mute him sometimes. 7 seconds, guys. 7 seconds.
I got. You know what I want to do, guys? You know what I want to do? I want to get my thumbnail updated, because the thumbnail is old now. The thumbnail is old.
Him and that fucking thumbnail. God, I wish I could multitask like he does. How does he keep up? I wonder how many screens he's got going. Does he give you anxiety too, Erica?
Why
Over
don't you
Ontario,
just
Canada.
marry him
Well,
or-
how about this?
Do what? Frank, what?
I said, why don't you just marry him?
No, I'm gonna marry you.
With the new thumbnail.
I can't hear you. You got
Okay, here we go. So again, multiple outlets and multiple Congress people saying the U.S. has shot down another object over Lake Huron. CNN also reporting it now. Breaking news, CNN also reporting it. Breaking news. Oren Lieberman, CNN has confirmed an object was shot down over Lake Huron within the last couple of hours. That would be the third object shot down over the U.S., Canada in the last 3 days, and still no reasonable explanation or answer as to what these things were. Hang on one moment here.
Just a few seconds, guys. He should be one of those people in the courtroom that types out the transcripts. I bet there's smoke coming off his keyboard right now.
Hang on one sec, guys.
1 second, guys. He
on
cracks
one
me
second.
up, though.
News. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. From CBC's Katie Simpson. According to Canadian senior government source with direct knowledge of the situation, U.S. forces have taken down another object, this time over Lake Huron. Object was completely over U.S. airspace at the time. Canada had closed its airspace nearby as a precaution. So this is a report from CBC's Katie Simpson that the object that was shot down was completely over U.S. airspace at the time. That's the first report we've heard on that. Wow.
I like him too, Zena. He's all right. He just gives me a little bit of anxiety.
So new update there.
Yeah, I like he shows these sources too, Jenny. I do like that.
That's the first we've heard about where this object was shot down. Here's an update from Tom Winter, NBC News. The U.S. military, it landed in Lake Huron. It landed in Lake Huron. Look, NBC News. The U.S. military shot down another unidentified object over Lake Huron, and it landed in the lake and is expected to be recovered, according to multiple U.S. officials.
Someone asked who owns it, like U.S. or Canada. Lake Huron's in both Canada and U.S.
Wow. Okay. So again, Tom Winter from NBC News says the U.S. military shot down another unidentified object over Lake Huron earlier today, and it landed in Lake Huron and is expected to be recovered, according to multiple U.S. officials. Landed means crashed, basically. So just so you can see, we still have a U.S. refueling tanker is flying over Lake Huron right there. U.S. refueling tanker flying over Lake Huron, and this AWACS control and surveillance aircraft, perhaps leading an operation, flying over Michigan. So I assume it's in this area somewhere. That's where this refueling aircraft is flying over Lake Huron right now. That's on Flight Radar 24. Wow. The third object in 3 days. I agree with what Faytux News said. Faytux News says it's interesting the U.S. military shot down the object over Lake Huron without a notice to air missions being in place. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. So what I had said was earlier, I was like, well, I'm guessing, I said, I guess that it was shot down over Canada because the airspace was closed over Canada, but not over the US when this happened. And as Faytux News also points out. So this would be the first time one of these objects was shot down, I think, without a flight restriction where it was shot down. There was a flight restriction for the Canadian side of Lake Huron for some of that, but not for the US side. All right, hang on. Associated Press is also reporting this now. AP also reporting this, guys, that the U.S. has shot down an object over Lake Huron. So I think I'm gonna get rid of the reports, and I'm just gonna go with U.S. shoots down another object over Lake Huron. But again, interestingly, we have this report that it was on the one report from CBC that it was on the U.S. side of the border. That's not confirmed, by the way. I'll see if I'm going to look and see if we have anything from the Defense Department or the White House. Let's see here. Hang on a second here.
Hang on a second, guys.
So remember, we have 4 objects. Breaking news, Pentagon press conference in 40 minutes, says Moshe Schwartz. Pentagon press conference. Hang on. Let's see if I can find it. The Wall Street Journal says an F-16 fighter jet shot down the object, according to a congressional aide who said the object was shaped here. Let's get you more updates. But again, Wall Street Journal says an F-16 fighter jet shot down the object today, according to a congressional aide who said the object was shaped like an octagon and was at an altitude of 20,000 feet, posing a hazard to commercial aircraft. Let me show you another article on this as we wait for updates here. Hang on. I don't see a Pentagon press conference posted on their events page yet. I will certainly look for that.
I want to see the press conference. Cher said her live back 15 minutes, so we're good.
Tethered to it, but we don't have much detail on the object from the last 2 days. And we have a new object shot down over Lake Huron today by the U.S. military. And Wall Street Journal is saying it was octagon shaped and was flying at 20,000 feet, a different altitude than the other objects, and that it was threatening civilian aircraft by flying at that level. The Chinese spy balloon object was shot down at 60,000 feet. The previous 2 days, the objects were at 40,000 feet. So we're waiting right now to see if there's going to be some kind of, we don't yet have an official announcement from the U.S. military today. So we're going to get one. But we don't yet have a statement from the U.S. military. Unconfirmed report of a press conference coming up, but I don't know that that's happening. I don't see it on their site. Hang on a second here. Let's see here. Anyways, yeah, as I mentioned, Moshe Schwartz, he thinks there's a press conference coming up. He's hearing that from somewhere, but I haven't heard it myself. Thank you to our military for shooting down the object above Lake Huron and FAA for keeping our aircraft safe. I'll continue to be in contact with Department of Defense for answers. But again, there's a lot of again, guys, I keep seeing these unconfirmed reports about a Pentagon press conference coming up. But I have not heard any really reliable report on that yet. So I'm looking around for more on that. We'll certainly show that to you if it happens. Okay. So let me see if I can get you anything more on that. But again, there's a lot of like unconfirmed reports saying, "Oh, there's going to be a press conference coming up." I've seen nothing about it that's reliable. I am sure there will be a statement by the White House and by the Department of Defense. I'm sure of that. Let me show you something else while we're waiting to hear from the White House or Department of Defense. Let's see what the Washington Post has to say. Another aerial object, this time over Lake Huron, shot down by military. The U.S. military shot down a 4th aerial object, this time over Lake Huron on Sunday, according to 2 members of Congress. Well, we saw that as well. The announcement of the takedown of a 4th mysterious airborne object in 8 days came as members of Congress today pressed for more information from the Biden administration about the object shot down in recent days. A Democrat, Representative Jim Hines, the ranking Democrat of the House Intelligence Committee, was critical of the lack of details from the White House. "I have real concerns about why the administration is not being more forthcoming with everything it knows," he said on Meet the Press. He acknowledged that the limited information is probably due in part to the second and third objects being shot down in remote areas off the northern coast of Alaska and over Canada's Yukon territory. But he warned that the lack of details from the administration could quickly lead to public anxiety and wild speculation about alien invasions or additional spying by China or Russia. I do hope that very soon the administration has a lot more information for all of us about what's going on to this Democratic congressional representative. When asked today on This Week with George Stephanopoulos, Senator Schumer, Charles Schumer today characterized the 2 objects shot down over Alaska and Canada as balloons. Little is known about what Canada's defense minister said was a cylindrical object shot down yesterday. Although the Wall Street Journal said that was a balloon with a tethered payload. That's what the Wall Street Journal had said about the object shot down yesterday. All right, hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. Hang on one moment. Again, no statement yet, really waiting for an official statement from the Pentagon and the White House at this point. We have one report from a CBC reporter, one report saying that this object was over US airspace. Remember, Lake Huron, part of Lake Huron is in Canada, and part of Lake Huron is in Michigan, US. There is still right now, at this moment, on Flight Radar 24, this US refueling aircraft flying in this area, I assume. Around there is where the object was taken down. I assume there's other aircraft flying around being refueled by this aircraft. There's also an AWACS surveillance and control plane that's been flying around above Michigan, maybe directing the operation. But it has not even been confirmed. It's not been confirmed that the object came down on the U.S. side of Lake Huron. Also, it was interesting, as we talked about earlier, that the flight airspace was closed on the Canada side of Lake Huron, but not on the U.S. side of Lake Huron. But we do have this one report from a CBC. From that, I'm not aware that there's any other active. Maybe this is for a search operation or something like that. But it's still.
I'm just gonna mute him, let it play. Same old shit now. I don't think we'll really get much more, just like the rest of them.
Anything new in here? Let's see. DoD officials did not immediately respond to requests for comment. We will update the story with any information they provide. The apparent shootdown follows the closing on Sunday of some airspace over the Great Lakes in Canada for U.S. Defense Department and Canadian Defense Ministry purposes. Yeah, so what happened is, remember last night, there was an airspace closure over Havre, Montana, and then that was lifted. And then earlier today, so we're talking about last night, there was an airspace closure over Montana. And then earlier today, there was an airspace closure over Lake Michigan, and then that was lifted. And then Canada announced an airspace closure in part over Lake Huron. And so I don't know if any of those closures were related. I especially would not be surprised if the Lake Michigan closure was like a closure to look at the same object that was shot down over Lake Huron. But we don't have that confirmed. And we still have, actually now you can see the refueling aircraft, the US refueling aircraft has now moved up here into Canadian airspace over Lake Huron. So that's going to be an aircraft that refuels other aircraft. And the U.S. AWACS craft here, which could be controlling the whole operation, is still flying above Michigan. Right. I mean, Soma, our viewer, says no way it flew over from Montana. It would be a long way for that object to go from Montana to Michigan in one day, in less than a day. That is a fair point. But again, I don't know if there's any kind of relation between those. It seems like probably the Lake Michigan and Lake Huron closures were probably related. Oh, breaking news. Phaetux found something from Reuters. Let me see if I can get the original source here. Hopefully I can get the original source. Good spot by Phaetux. Let's see. Is it in here? Let's see. I don't see it. I'd like to see where they got it. Oh, hold on a second. It might be from somewhere else. Hold on. I think I know where it might be from. I want to verify this before I report it. Let me verify it. No, that's not it. It doesn't say it in that article. Ah, okay, I got it here. Oh, wait, I don't have it. Is it from Bloomberg, maybe? I don't have the original source. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to get the original source. The original report. I have the original report. I just missed it. Good catch by B&O. Here's the original report, guys. I got it for you. Breaking news. Mike Balsamo is with AP. The unidentified object shot down with a missile by U.S. fighter jets Sunday over Lake Huron is believed to be the same one tracked over Montana and monitored by the government beginning the night before, 4 U.S. officials tell AP. Maybe it wasn't a false alarm last night. It was believed to be the same one tracked over Montana and monitored by the government beginning last night. Wow. AP reports the object shot down today is the same one tracked over Montana last night. Wow. So breaking news. Associated Press says an unidentified object was shot down with a missile by U.S. fighter jets Sunday over Lake Huron, and it was believed to be the same one tracked over Montana and monitored by the government beginning the night before, the U.S. officials said. 4 U.S. officials said. Wow, good find by B&O. Sorry, I missed that before. The downing comes after earlier objects in Alaska and Canada were shot out of the sky because they were flying at altitudes that posed a threat to commercial aircraft. Wow. All right, guys, we're bringing you live coverage of this. Hang on 1 second here. Give me 1 moment. Give me 1 moment. We're bringing you live coverage on the latest on this object shot down today over Lake Huron. There's a radar anomaly over Montana. Excuse me, Montana. They went to check it out, and they didn't really find anything, which made it sound like, oh, there's nothing there. And they said, we'll continue monitoring the situation. Well, apparently there was something they were tracking. Yeah, the NORAD statement last night really just said it looked like a false alarm to them. I'll show you the statement last night from NORAD. Where is it here? Right. This is a statement yesterday from NORAD. They said, oops. Oh, that's the Lake Michigan one. I don't want that one. I want the other one. Where's the one from the restriction has been lifted? NORAD detected a radar anomaly and sent fighter aircraft to investigate. Those aircraft did not identify any object to correlate to the radar hits. So it said they didn't find anything. NORAD will continue to monitor the situation. Unless they were being like weirdly legalistic and they found something else that wasn't correlating to the radar hits and they just didn't want to mention it. But that statement really suggests they found nothing. But that's different than what the AP is saying, appears to be. AP says an unidentified object was shot down with a missile by U.S. fighter jets today over Lake Huron, and it was believed to be the same one tracked over Montana and monitored by the government beginning the night before, U.S. officials said. Wow. Tyler Rogaway, who's with the War Zone, says there are indications that this Lake Huron object was at a lower altitude. Yeah, I believe around 20,000 feet or 25,000 feet than the others, and that F-16s made this intercept kill. None of this is fully confirmed, but this could be our first guns kill for one of these. Although I've seen reports that it was a Sidewinder missile. Yeah, there have been reports today that this was a Sidewinder missile that brought it down, just to be clear. So I don't know that it was guns. No statement yet. I have seen no statement yet from the White House or
Okay, that was caught up and there's nothing else. It's okay, Frank. There's nothing else at the moment, but I'm going to cut this short because in like 10 minutes, Cher's going live. If y'all want to go over there, I'm going to get ready for that. And I might come back live later if I can find some more information on this after Cher's live. I don't want to miss that live. So thank you all for coming. And I'll see you over on Cher's if you come over there. If not, we'll be back later. Adios, amigos.